And now, Hal Lindsey.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Hal Lindsey Report. Some Democrats think that they will soon be able to charge members of the Trump administration and maybe the president with high crimes and misdemeanors. That's the terminology used in the Constitution for impeachable offenses. They think Donald Trump and members of his campaign team made deals with the Russians regarding the 2016 presidential campaign. For instance, Paul Manafort served as the Trump campaign manager from April to August of last year. Last week, the Associated Press reported that Manafort made a business proposal to the Russians that would greatly benefit Putin's government. But here's the problem with that accusation. Manafort pitched his idea to the Russians in 2005 and received his first payment in 2006. How could he have known 10 years in advance that Donald Trump would even run for president, much less be elected? Meanwhile, many Republicans believe that it was really the Obama administration that participated in high crimes, and they make a strong case. They believe that the Obama team illegally surveilled the Trump campaign, and the surveillance continued on the Trump transition team after the election. Based on its history, they have a point when it comes to the Obama administration and illegal surveillance of U.S. citizens. In a 2013 editorial, the New York Times said, "The Obama administration has failed to offer a credible justification for secretly combing through the phone records of reporters and editors at the Associated Press in what looks like a fishing expedition." The Obama administration also spied on James Rosen of Fox News and other reporters. Even worse, they allegedly surveilled members of Congress. The Wall Street Journal reported that the NSA gave the Obama White House communications it had intercepted between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and various members of Congress. The White House wanted to know how Congress planned to fight Obama's Iran nuclear deal. If they were willing to spy on journalists and sitting members of Congress, is it surprising that they might have spied on the Trump campaign and members of the transition team? Even the New York Times confirmed that the government had wiretapped the Trump team. Its front page headline on Inauguration Day read, "Wiretapped data used in inquiry of Trump aides." Then last week, Representative Devin Nunes of California, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, held a press conference. His words quickly became a Washington sensation.
I recently confirmed that on numerous occasions, the intelligence community incidentally collected information about U.S. citizens involved in the Trump transition. Details about U.S. persons associated with the incoming administration, details with little or no apparent foreign intelligence value, were widely disseminated in intelligence community reporting. Third, I have confirmed that additional names of Trump transition team members were unmasked. And fourth and finally, I want to be clear, none of this surveillance was related to Russia or the investigation of Russian activities or of the Trump team.
On January 13th, the extremely liberal magazine, The Atlantic, ran a headline asking, "Why is Obama expanding surveillance powers right before he leaves office?" In the very last days of his presidency, Barack Obama signed an executive order allowing NSA surveillance data to be widely disseminated to other intelligence agencies. The mainstream media paid little attention, but privacy advocates were outraged. The NSA surveillance apparatus is massive. It potentially includes every phone conversation, text, and email sent anywhere in the United States. These are warrantless searches. Before the executive order, they mostly sat in the NSA's vast media storage centers. But the Obama executive order meant they could be accessed by 16 other government agencies. U.S. citizens are supposed to be masked by the agency. That means that they are not to be identified by name. Chairman Nunes says that names of members of the Trump transition team were unmasked, then widely disseminated. Yet, there was no reason for either. He said the surveillance had little apparent foreign intelligence value. So, why is it widely disseminated? Wide dissemination meant that lots of people would see it. That made it a virtual certainty that it would be leaked. Representative Nunes came under a withering assault from the media, from Democrats, and from some members of his own party. He broke the story to the press before talking to fellow members of the Intelligence Committee. He said simply, "This information was legally brought to me by sources who thought that we should know it." Whether Representative Nunes followed the correct protocol is a minor issue. The important questions have to do with the actions of the Obama administration. Most importantly, have members of the U.S. intelligence community been working to undermine the new president of the United States? It certainly appears so. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. God willing, I'll see you next week.